teaching you how to lead, how to survive. And to do that, you're going to have to fight.
Hello there, Darth Christensen here. Welcome back to another Star Wars video. And I just come across this article recently that's been making waves on the internet. Like it's his article written by Empire Online about ranking the like top 50 best Star Wars characters of all time. And I haven't actually seen the list, but like I've heard from people about how stupid it is that they're like ranking certain characters from the sequels above characters from the prequels and Clone Wars era. Right. And when I heard that Qui-Gon was like lower than characters like Soul or like Finn or shit like that, I was like, bro, there's no way. Hey, this has to be a bot ranking. But yeah, so let me just pull it up right here, and I'm gonna give like my genuine like raw reaction to this article to see just how stupid their placings are. I mean, some characters might surprise me. Like at the very least, they have to have Anakin Skywalker at number one, right? Like Anakin and Vader is like the heart and soul of Star Wars. He's the chosen one. So I feel like any list that doesn't have Anakin at least in like the top 5 is kind of invalid at that point. But like, I mean, I understand that like maybe Obi-Wan's a much better Jedi, but as a character, Anakin definitely has like the most tragic and beautifully written character arc of all time. But anyways, let's just get into this. And as Yoda says, if into the security recordings you go, only pay will you find. Okay, number 50, Asajj Ventress. Well, I mean, it's cool that Ventress is actually like in the top 50, but like, why is she at the bottom? I feel like Ventress deserves much more credit than she gets because she's a Night Sister who was trained under Count Dooku, and then she turned to the light side and fell in love with Quinlan Vos, and then she was resurrected after she sacrificed herself. So like, Ventress is a really good character arc. Putting her at the very bottom is already very concerning. But anyways, we must move on to the list. Number 49, Neil. Like, what? Yeah, I almost forgot Skeleton Crew even happened. So I was like, wait, who's Neil? Then I remembered, oh yeah, it's the Blue Elephant guy. I mean, Neil's an okay character. I don't have anything against him, but like putting him ahead of Ventress is crazy because he doesn't really like do anything special other than just like walking around being cute. But like whatever, let's just move on. Number 48, K2SO. Yeah, I can get behind that, have K2SO being in that spot because he's a really funny droid. I think he was like one of the best parts of Rogue One. Number 47, Holdo. Oh, what the hell, bro? What? Not this purple-haired bitch from The Last Jedi. Like, I'm already having concerns and doubts about this list because they have a character from the sequels, like an unimportant one at that, over. But anyways, we move on. Number 46, Admiral Ackbar. I guess it's not a trap. Admiral Ackbar is much more of a military genius than Holdo ever will be. So, well, that's respectable. Number 45, Babu Frick. Bad baby. No, squeeze it. I can definitely tell they like cute characters. Number 44, Rex. Okay, yes. Thank God Rex is like above some of those other characters that I mentioned. But the fact that he's like this low is kind of concerning because like Rex is Rex is obviously like among the top 3 best clone trooper characters ever. So it's like he deserves to be much higher. I think he's probably like top 20, top 15, maybe top 10. But yeah, Rex is one of the. Number 43, Kanan. Oh my God, Kanan needs to be much higher. He's like one of the most underrated Jedi of all time. Like, and this picture right here where Kanan sacrifices himself and the Force like gives him his vision back, is like one of the most emotional moments in all of Star Wars. Like that scene is so fucking beautiful. So like Kanan, I feel like is one of like the prime and definitive examples of what a Jedi should be, alongside Qui-Gon and Ahsoka. Because like he falls in love with Hera and he has an attachment to her, but like he should be much. But he also is like on the path of the light side, so I feel like Kanan should be much higher. But hopefully they're there. Number 42, Thrawn. Number 42, Thrawn. Yeah, Thrawn's a really cool villain. Like he has so much aura of being a non-force sensitive, and like he's super intelligent. Like his entrances in Rebels and Ahsoka are so cool. So, but I feel like Thrawn should be much higher because like even though he's like on lower ranks than Vader and Palpatine, he's still able to like outsmart the rebels in like really cool ways. So, and also his pipe organ theme song is really cool. So Thrawn should be much higher. Number 41, Grievous. Yeah, I can live with Grievous being higher than Thrawn because like I'm more familiar with Grievous's lore and he's like super badass, especially in the 2D Clone Wars. So I'm fine with Grievous being at number 41. Number 40, Rosa. Wait, what the fuck? What? Are you serious right now? Rose, who's that filler nothing burger character from Last Jedi, is over Grievous, and Thrawn? What the fuck are these people smoking? Oh my god. We're only like halfway through this list and I'm already starting to lose my shit a little bit. Like I can tell these people, like there's no way in hell that they're actually putting a bunch of sequel characters over iconic Clone Wars characters. Like this has to be rage bait. Anyway, we have to keep persevering. Number 39, Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon's a really cool villain, and I like that he's that high. Number 38, Ezra Bridger. Yeah, Ezra. I like that Ezra's really high because he has a really great character development moment in Rebels, and he's like, I think that by the time that we see him now, I feel like he's one of the prime examples of what a Jedi should be, and he has just as good character development as Luke, in my opinion. So I like that he's that high. Number 37, Baylan Skoll. Well, yes, sir, dude. Baylan's easily like one of the best new characters introduced in the Disney Star Wars era. So I have Baylan pretty high on my list too. But like putting him above characters like Thrawn who have more lore, is a bit much. But like I feel like once we learn more about Baylan's motivations in Ahsoka season 2, I feel like he can definitely like jump up to like one of the best characters of all time. Because like where he's going right now, with like looking for the Mortis gods and how he used to be a Jedi, I'm really looking forward to that. So that's interesting. Number 36, Mace Windu. Yeah, Mace Windu. Yeah, Mace is definitely one of the most powerful Jedi. He's like, I'd say he's like the third. He's in third place as the most powerful Jedi ever in front and behind Yoda and Anakin. Like he's not my favorite Jedi, but I definitely can respect how powerful he is, and he legitimately beat Palpatine in lightsaber combat, so that's very impressive. And he also invented Vapod because as Samuel Jackson wanted to be a bad motherfucker. I like how high he is. Number 33, Cyril Karn. Who is this guy? I have no idea who that is, but like this random nobody over Mace is crazy. Like, what the fuck? Number 34, Qui-Gon Jinn. And okay, Qui-Gon's definitely much higher than I. Qui-Gon's definitely a lot higher, so I'm glad that he's pretty high up. But like the fact that he's not in at least the top 10 is crazy. Like Qui-Gon is literally the prime definition of what a Jedi should fucking be. Like he defied the council, and he was like a loyal follower of the living force, and Obi-Wan literally took it upon himself to train Anakin and to give Qui-Gon his word. And the fact that he was also like the first Jedi to actually create a Force Ghost form, as we see him like conspiring with Yoda that he hasn't created a Force Ghost form yet in the Clone Wars, and then we see him at the very end of Kenobi in a Force Ghost form. Like Qui-Gon is one of the GOAT Jedi, dude. I will not tolerate him being put this low. 33, Soul. Like what the fuck, man? Like. Okay, yeah, Soul was definitely like one of the only few highlights of that dog shit Acolyte show, but above Qui-Gon, seriously, like Soul is such a terrible Jedi because he's just way too emotional, and it's just like putting him over one of the most like arguably the best Jedi in history is just crazy. Like these people are obviously like Acolyte shields. 32, Kino Lloyd. Yeah, I can see that he's played by Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is a really good actor, but putting him that high is just way too much. Number 31, Chopper. I can live with that. Yeah, Chopper's one of my favorite droids. He's a certified war criminal. Number 30, Dedra Miro. Again, I have no idea who this Imperial bitch is, but I have no idea why they put him that high. Number 29, The Stranger. Okay. There I have to stop there. The fact that they have two Acolyte characters over Qui-Gon and Mace Windu and Thrawn is just crazy. Like, why do they? The fact that, yeah, this gives off the vibes of people who were like bitching and moaning about Acolyte season 2 being canceled, even though like it was kind of the right decision. But to this credit, Kamir was actually like one of the legitimately like one of the only few cool parts of the Acolyte, because as I liked how he's basically being set up to be a pretender of the Sith. And it looked like he was going to be like the canon replacement for Darth Venemus, but personally, I would have preferred if like it was all about him and it was all about Plagueis trying to hunt him down, because he's not really like a true Sith. I feel like he's more a pretender going off that line of the Plagueis novel. But like having him Kamir that high is crazy. I don't get it. Number 28, Padme. Yes, Queen Padme. I'm so glad that she's that high, but I'm so glad that she's that high. Padme deserves more credit, and she's Anakin's bae. Number 27, Tarkin. Yeah, I get why he's that high, because like Vader literally takes orders from Tarkin, and he's the one who massacred her, who caused the genocide of thousands of millions of people on Alderaan. So, Tarkin's definitely a very efficient villain. He's not my favorite, but I get that he's up there. Number 26, Boba Fett. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think. Boba being at 26 is pretty cool. Oh, like he mostly what he did in the original trilogy was just like stand there and look cool, but like what as we saw him in the Mandalorian season 2, he was a fucking badass. The way he was just like mowing down stormtroopers. Like Book of Boba Fett definitely didn't show him as badass as he should have been, but I also don't agree with like the majority of people saying that it ruined his character. Like sure he could have been more badass, but I've seen worse. Number 25, Jabba. I mean, we kind of already saw Jabba at number 38, but putting him over Boba is crazy considering that Boba actually does more. But Jabba was the one who hired Boba Fett, so I guess it's fine. What? Finn at 24? Are you serious? Oh my god. So a stormtrooper who should have been the guy to become a Jedi and have that character arc in the sequels actually higher than Boba Fett? Are you fucking serious? Oh my god, dude. These guys are very clearly sequel fans because they're putting all these characters above the legends. Number 23, 3PO. I guess that's good. I guess that's good. And 3PO is definitely one of the most iconic droids. Like he and R2 like the storytellers of Star Wars, so we got to keep going. Poe Dameron 24. Yeah, I'm starting to get really nervous. Like these guys are definitely people who like the sequels and like the Acolyte. So it's like I'm scared to see if they're gonna like put Rey in the top 10 and or like say that she's like as good as Anakin, because that's just objectively false. Number 21, Mon Mothma. Yeah, I like Mon Mothma. She was like one of the senators who actually spoke out against Palpatine, but like I wouldn't put her that high. Because I still think like Qui-Gon has a better philosophy, but I get why people like Mon Mothma. Number 20, Maul. Okay, yes, thank you for putting Maul that high, because Maul is definitely one of the most badass Sith Lords ever, especially in the Clone Wars. Like he's such a phenomenal villain, and you also kind of feel sorry for him. Like not as sorry for his Anakin, but like Maul is definitely one of my favorite Sith Lords of all time. I'm super excited for Maul's Shadow Lord. That's gonna be awesome. Oh my god, what? BB-8 over Darth fucking Maul. I mean, again, I have nothing against BB-8. I actually really like him as a droid. And like he's cute, and like the ball droid design is like very unique, but he nowhere near does he have the same level of character development as his Darth fucking Maul right here. Like these people are smoking crack. Like they're obviously sequel fans who just started learning about Star Wars. But yeah, I just like this is definitely giving off really bad vibes right here, dude. Number 18, Ahsoka. Okay, yes, at least Ahsoka is in the top 20. She's one of the goats of Star Wars, dude. Like the way that we see her as a journey from a Padawan and then progressing to like joining in the rebellion and as Fulcrum, as a much more like mature or real version of what a Jedi should be, and then where we see her in the Ahsoka series, where she's become like a wise, experienced Jedi master, where she's like using all of Anakin's training. Like Ahsoka is like one of the goats, man, and I have her as my third favorite character next to Anakin and Revan. Speaking of which, I'm kind of concerned that I haven't seen like Revan or Dooku or Cal Kestis yet. Like they're missing out big for. Lando at 17. Lando's a really cool character. Hey, how you doing, you little pirate? But like, I would not put him above Ahsoka. I would not put him above any of like my favorite force wielding characters. Number 16, Din Djarin. That's respectable. I definitely think Mando has like more of like in concept is a much more interesting character than Lando. Mando on a Lando, but yeah, Mando is like one of the reasons why we're in this like exciting new era of Star Wars as we are now, kicking off the Mando verse. So Din Djarin, I definitely feel like he's one of the coolest Mandalorian characters, and I like that he's that high. Number 15, Palpatine. Yeah, I can live with that. Palpatine's in my top 15 favorite characters. Like he's the definitive Sith Lord, and like he's the absolute definition of a pure evil villain who has no redeeming qualities, but he works so brilliantly. Like Palpatine's like one of the best Sith Lords. Although I really hope that we can like see his backstory or even training under Plagueis on the big screen sometimes. Grogu at 14, like, okay, yeah, I definitely get the vibe of these people like, they prefer characters like Grogu and Neil because they're cute. So for that reason alone, they put them above a much more developed characters like Ventress and Palpatine. Like, I don't get it, dude. This is weird. This is a weird list to say the least. Anakin at number 13. Oh my god. Okay, at least Anakin's in the top 20, but like, why isn't he in like top 10 or top 5? Yeah, this is concerning, dude. Like, the Chosen One being this low is absurd, dude. Anakin's objectively he one of the best developed characters of all time, and I will not take any slander for him. Number 12, R2. R2, like, yeah, R2 is one of my favorite characters. He's the GOAT, but like putting him over the man who owned him, and also like the one and also like Anakin and Padme like swap droids for wedding presents. Like, I feel like that's a bit much, but like Anakin and R2 are iconic duo, so they're like interchangeable. But like Anakin has to be locked at the top because he's the chosen one. Cassian Andor, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, Andor lasers fucking suck. Let's just move on. What the fuck? Oh, Rey Palpatine attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Rey Palpatine over the actual Prime Skywalker, Anakin the Chosen One. This is unfucking believable. Oh my god. Yeah, this article's a sequel, man. And Paige, like, are you serious right now? This has to be rage bait. Like, seriously. Seriously, like, there's no way in hell that anyone genuinely, like, I get, okay, I'm not attacking anyone who likes the sequels. Like, hey, you can like the sequels all you want because they are introducing a new generation of fans, and I appreciate that. But like, there's no way in hell you can actually look at me with a straight face and say that Rey has better character development than Anakin, because Anakin started out as a slave boy on Tatooine, who was treated like shit by Watto. Then he was rescued by Qui-Gon, who was actually supposed to be his Jedi Master. Then he was indoctrinated in the Jedi Order. Then after Qui-Gon died, Obi-Wan took it upon himself to train Anakin so he can keep Qui-Gon's word. And then there's this like gap between the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, where Anakin is like training as a Padawan under Obi-Wan, where he's learned to like let go of all of his attachments and shit. And once he meets Padme, he doesn't know how to feel, because there's like that inner conflict is starting to build up within him because of it. And since the Jedi can't have attachments, Anakin's like concerned about whether he should stick to the Jedi morale or should he follow his passion and follow his heart, or being in love with Padme. And then he loses his mother Shmi, which is like the first thing that sent Anakin down the path of the dark side. So like already, even before the Clone Wars began, Anakin already went through way more hardships than Rey ever did. And then, not to mention, when the Clone Wars actually kick off, that Anakin becomes one of the top Jedi generals, and he's suffering, and he had to fight through a 3-year long excruciating war, where he also trained a Padawan, and he was tricked and manipulated by Palpatine into thinking that the dark side would be the only way to save his wife. Then he betrays the Jedi and turns his back on everything he knew, and suffered a horrible defeat at the blade of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Mustafar. And then he became one of those galaxy's most terrifying Sith Lords until his son Luke saw how the good in him, and then Anakin came back to the light side, and he brought balance to the Force. So Anakin, and through all six original Star Wars movies, as George Lucas says, the original 6 Star Wars movies are the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker, and his character arc of how you see him going from good to evil to then good again is so beautifully done, because you actually feel sorry for him, regardless of all the atrocities that he did against the Jedi and the entire fucking galaxy. But the fact that Luke was still able to see the good in him, and that shining light in him, and was actually brought out into the light, and he redeemed himself by killing Palpatine and brought balance to the Force, is just the best story arc of all time. Like, I can't even describe it. Like, I know I'm like fucking rambling, but like, I'm just trying to explain why Anakin's like objectively one of the best written characters of all time. Now compare that to Rey, who literally goes from another desert bum to being able to like use the fucking Force to like pick up a lightsaber and beat Kylo Ren, who, mind you, had training from both Luke Skywalker and also Snoke, who was like a fucking dark side puppet for Palpatine. But like, Rey has so much less character development because she didn't train to use the Force. Like, George Lucas did say in an interview that the Force flows through everyone, but you still have to train it. For it. And Anakin, even though he was the chosen one and had the highest midichlorian count ever, he still had to fucking train for it and to get that good. But Rey didn't. So it's like the logic here is just fucking fueling me with so much rage, dude. Oh my god. Like, I'm not bashing anyone who thinks Rey's a cool character. Like, if you like her, fine, but over Anakin is just ridiculous, insane. Like, absolute insanity. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. Yeah, that was like my Anakin level crash out right there. Or that, like, no way in hell that anyone can think that Rey Palpatine's better than Anakin Skywalker. That's just fucking ridiculous. But anyways, number 9, Obi-Wan. Okay, at least Obi-Wan's in the top 10. calm down a little bit more, considering that Obi-Wan's in the top 10 because he's the best Jedi ever and he has one of the best character developments of all time. So at least the high ground master is at number 9. Number 8, Chewie. Yeah, Chewie's a really cool character. Like, he's iconic, but like, there's no way he's above Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like, my brain's still broken from having to put like Rey over Anakin. Like, I'm definitely clipping that. That's like the most heated I've gotten in a long time. Number 7, Kylo Ren. Again, what is it with the sequel characters over the fucking iconic characters from the prequels? Like, Kylo Ren's a great character, don't get me wrong. I like the idea that he's almost, but I just think that they should have went with the arc of how he should have like stayed on the dark side and not follow in the footsteps of his grandfather, and he should have been like the reverse Vader. But like, Kylo Ren is a really cool character, and Adam Driver's a great actor, but the way that they took his story, I'm not really a fan of, so I can't justify putting him that high. Luthen, really? Wait. Bootstrap Bill from Pirates of the Caribbean? Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous to have him in the top 6. That's fucking crazy. Number 5, Master Yoda. Acceptable it is to have me in the top 5. Hey, like, Yoda has definitely been the Grand Master of the Jedi, but he's not my favorite Jedi because I feel like even though he knew what he was doing and he had like one of the best insights on the Force, like he was still like bound by the ways of the Jedi code, and that's why I think that characters like Obi-Wan, Kanan, Ahsoka, Ezra, and Qui-Gon were like better examples of what a Jedi should be because they weren't bound by the original code. But like, I guess I can live with Yoda being that high. Number 4, Leia. Yeah, Leia. I like Leia a lot. I like Leia a lot. Anyone from the Skywalkers definitely has to be in top 4, but not over her grandfather or her brother. Oh wait, speaking of which, Luke is actually at number 3. Okay, but the picture that they're using right here is not Luke Skywalker. Like, that's Jake Skywalker. Mark Hamill even said it himself. But like Luke is definitely one of the most iconic Jedi, and he and Anakin have like the most untouchable legacy in all of Star Wars. Number 2, Vader. Okay, at least Vader's in top 2, but like at the same time, but like, I don't get why they're treating Anakin and Vader as 2 different people. Like, yeah, we did get that line in the Kenobi show where Kenobi like sliced open his helmet, and he says that like, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. But like, that's still just like a mental complex that Vader had in his mind because he kept beating himself up for everything that he did. Like, he couldn't save Padme, and how he like turned his back on the Jedi Order and everything. But like, Anakin and Vader are still the same person, and it's supposed to show that despite everything that the Jedi did to him, and like despite everything that Palpatine did to him, Anakin still made all those mistakes for himself, and he made up for that by bringing balance to the Force. So now he's a Force ghost who's keeping the balance in the Force, and I think he's the father of Mortis. But Vader and Anakin are the same person, and that anyone who takes that like line and seriously is a bit like takes it aside. And their favorite character is Han Solo. Like, again, Han's a cool character, but not putting him above Anakin and Vader. Like, holy shit, that was a really bad list. Like, that was a really bad list overall, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, like, this gives off the vibe right here of like someone who's just been brand new to Star Wars, and they put a character and they put sequel trilogy and acolyte characters over iconic characters like Qui-Gon, Grievous, Mace Windu, and Thrawn. And I'm glad that they have some like the newer characters like Baylan Skoll and Ezra Bridger, pretty high. But having Rey fucking Palpatine over Anakin is just like, I still can't get over that. And like having this wannabe Palpatine granddaughter over the fucking chosen one is just ridiculous. Like, yeah, that's just, I can't get behind that, dude. Like Anakin's objectively has to be in the top 5, or else it's bust. Like, I don't think you can call yourself. I don't think you can call yourself to have a valid list of top 10 favorite Star Wars characters. But anyways, if I were to do like a top 10 favorite characters, it would be number 1, Anakin Skywalker, number 2, Darth Revan, number 3, Ahsoka Tano, number 4, Obi-Wan Kenobi, number 5, Darth Maul, number 6, Count Dooku. Which actually, the absence of Dooku on this list is also an insane war crime. Like, he's so fucking underrated. Dooku deserves more credit. Number 7, Baylan Skoll, number 8, Qui-Gon Jinn, number 9, Shin Hati, and number 10, Thrawn. So that's my top 10 list right there. And I guarantee you that like it would blow this like insane list that I just reacted to out of the fucking water. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the part where I crashed out over these people genuinely thinking that Rey is better than Anakin. But yeah, just And don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to like shit on anyone for their opinions, but I'm just like trying to say this article has to be crazy rage bait, because as soon as from like start where they put Neil from Skeleton Crew over Asajj Ventress, and also like putting in Grogu over Palpatine and Soul over Qui-Gon, is just wild to me, because like that just screams like at the energy of like newer fans that just got into Star Wars, and they don't have like the. I get that not everyone has the nostalgia of the prequels or originals, but it's just still absurd to me. But yeah, that definitely has to be rage bait. Good. Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a comment down below. What are your top 10 favorite Star Wars characters? And I hope you enjoyed me crashing out over people thinking that Rey is better than Anakin. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. May the Force be with you, always. And remember, Anakin is objectively the best character in cinema history. Okay, bye.